So I'm editing this video, and the audio and the video are not really meshing to me, and I don't know by the time I get done if it's gonna be as jacked up. If it is, I'm really sorry. But just focus on the words, and I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. I hope mom doesn't walk in during this. I put up a video sometime last week about family and stuff. I didn't really share it because I didn't really like it, but if you want to go check it out, I mean, feel free. This video is going to be about sex. I've seen a couple videos about sex with trans guys, and most of them have pretty dang good advice. So I don't really have anything to like correct or anything like that. But I mean, I would like to just give my sort of 2 cents, 3 dimes, 4 nickels about my experiences and stuff like that. But no details, no details. Those of you who follow my blog know that I am currently in a relationship with the most beautiful human being on the face of the planet. We've been dating for about 5 months or so, and I could not be happier. I am very comfortable with her. I'm very open with her. And that's partly because she has been very open with me and very patient and understanding. And she wants to understand how all of this works. And that's the first thing I want to start off by saying is that you have to be open to, just whatever your partner says is the deal. Like you have to be able to be like, okay, if this is what you're comfortable with, this is what it is. And um, my partner, my girlfriend, has been very, very, very good with that. But did not start out that way. It has not always been that way. Um, I actually remember our first sex talk very, very well. Um, it was at nighttime. I was on the phone, and I don't know if that's something that should have been done in person, but we didn't because that's not how we roll. Okay, we just didn't do it. We had the conversation on the phone, and at first I was very scared to tell her what I wanted and what I didn't want because I didn't know if she would be like, oh, okay, or she'd be like, oh, So it was very scary at first to open up and be like, hey, this is how it's gonna go down because it's a weird situation, honestly. But the cool thing was how willing and persistent she was in like letting me know that my goal here is to make you happy, please you, make this a very pleasant experience. And it's not going to be pleasant for me if I know that it's not pleasant for you. And I think that willingness that I sensed from her made it easier to be like, okay, well, I mean, if you say so. So, I mean, I've seen a lot of videos where it gives you like steps and this is what you need to do and all type of stuff. Really, all that I can say that is like foolproof plan is talk, communicate. Like, say, you sit down and you say, sweetheart, honey, dearest, what is it that will please you? What is it that will make you happy? Also, you have to ask, What is it that will not make you happy? What is something that's like a, a no, like a definite no go? That is something that has to be discussed because I mean, guys, but I'm talking to guys here. Sometimes partners they don't know, and they can be put in situations where they do stuff, and you're like, whoa, no, 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 and in a way, you kind of can't be all that mad because you didn't tell them that that's something that was not okay. Um, which is why it's important again to you have to have that conversation. You have to talk it completely out. I mean, you can't leave anything. You can't leave any stone unturned, as they say. Also, you have to be prepared to take things in steps. Everything can't be like, okay, the first time, it's gonna just be perfect and um I mean everything's gonna go as planned. There are some things, I mean there are some things, it's levels to this. Like there's some things that it just takes time. It takes getting comfortable, it takes getting to know each other. And then I mean eventually it might get to where you want it to be, but it honestly does. There's a process to it. And well, for me it was. For example, me being shirtless was it was very just like I don't I don't know. And it's something that didn't happen that often to begin with. Um I know a little we had a conversation about it a couple times and the first time it came up I was like but as the relationship has grown, you know, yeah, some guys are not gonna take their shirt off. Some guys don't want you to touch them. Some guys don't want you to see certain things. And you have to be understanding. And you can't be selfish. You just have to understand that okay, there's just some things that you're just gonna have to be okay with. Also you gotta understand that sometimes sex is just like hit and miss. Um some days they're just gonna be like, I don't want this. Some days dysphoria is gonna be a real pain, and all that is not gonna fly. And again, you have to be understanding, and you have to be able to say, okay, well, let's deal with this. Let's see what's going on, make you feel better. You can't just be like, oh, what's wrong with you? Mm-mm. I understand. I don't think I really understand because I'm not in that position, but I think I have a pretty good understanding that it takes a. I have a good understanding that it must take a lot of understanding to, especially like dealing with this aspect of dating trans guys. But I mean, it can be done. It can be done, fellas. I know that sometimes it's difficult, but you have to understand that it's a relationship between two people, and it's not all about you. Um, Partners are supposed to make sure that you are comfortable and all that good stuff. But them being comfortable in what they are comfortable with is also important. Compromise is important, um, and just kind of just an equal balance. You have to be able to, if they are willing to try to open up to you and stuff like that, you have to at least work to be somewhat as open as they are. Um, there can't be any room for either party to be selfish, basically. And I'm not saying that you have to do anything. I'm not saying that, well, you should be doing this. No, no, no. What I am saying is that you need to be open and willing to talk through things. Um, Sometimes, I mean, I know that, I know for me, there were some issues that to begin with. It was like, this is how it's gonna go down. That's it. No further questions. But there are some things that you do have to be able to say, here's why. Um, you have to maybe tell them, maybe in the future. You have to give them some sort of answer. Um, because I do think that as much as partners do for us, that we do owe them that. And last but not least, be safe. Be protected. STDs are not a respecter of persons. They do not pick favorites. Um, just be safe, because you never know. And it's just best to be on the safe side with things. So no matter what you use, who you do it with, be safe. That's really all I had to say. If you have any questions from me, follow my blog, which I always link and all that kind of stuff. If you have questions for my girlfriend, I will put a link down to her page. Pink. I will put a link to her page down below. Speaking of her, look at this cool shirt she got me. It says political party, and then it has George and them partying it up. It's pretty neat. Thanks, babe. Love you. And I'll talk to you guys whenever I want to. Check out these glasses. I found them in my drawer. They're from when I was like maybe 12. And I feel like I like them. What am I doing? This video is going to be about a pretty scandalous topic.